Are you looking for the perfect gift for the camper in your life? Well, let us help you out. Zach here from Frontenac Outfitters today, going to show you a bunch of different gift ideas to help your situation out. So first thing I would suggest to a new camper or even experienced campers is an Nalgene bottle. You know, it's one of these things you can almost not have enough of. I'm sure there comes a point, but having, 2 or 3 of these in your kit, not a bad thing. They're multi-use. They don't have to be used just for water, but there's a bunch of purposes you can use these for. In the whitewater community, these are actually pretty popular to use as a first aid kit. So you can just take your traditional first aid kit, shove it all in here. So that wide mouth makes it pretty easy to unpack. They're safe to add boiling water to, which is great in colder conditions if you're fall camping or winter camping, because you can just pour some boiling water in here. Obviously be really careful. Crank that lid down, toss it in the bottom of your sleeping bag, and you've got a nice little heat source in there to keep your toesies warm in those cool nights. Awesome selection of colors these days and fun prints and designs. So easy little gift to shove in someone's stocking. The other really cool thing is it's super easy to just scoop water up, and then we can attach something like our platypus wide mouth bottle filter. So this is a integrated filter that's going to secure right onto our wide mouth bottle on our Nalgene. It also works with other wide mouth bottles on the market like the Yeti, the Hydro Flask, anything that has that kind of standard wide mouth thread. And this guy here, instant water filter. So you just screw that on, boom, drinking clean water right out of the lake. So fantastic little add-on to go with your Nalgene. This is the Platypus Day Cap in-bottle water filter, a fantastic little piece of kit. So the next thing on our list is the smaller Nalgene bottles here. This is the wide mouth series. They come in a bunch of sizes, little 1 ounce up to, this one's like an 8 ounce. They come bigger. These are great for your camp kitchens. And again, this is one of these things you almost can't have enough of these guys in various sizes. They're relatively inexpensive. They're leak proof. They're almost indestructible. They're not the same hard plastic. They're a bit of a softer plastic. You've got the wide mouth jars. These are great for, again, the camp kitchen, putting spices or nuts or, whatever. These are incredibly leak free. That's kind of the biggest selling point on these guys. Unlike, maybe your generic Tupperware style container that, might crack open. The seals on these are fantastic. Once you screw them down, you can pretty much just throw them right in your bag or in your food barrel or whatever and not have to worry too much about it with, oily salad dressings or any of that type of stuff that you might traditionally worry about. So the Nalgene wide mouth series bottles, fantastic. Next up, we have the Jetboil Minimo. This is fantastic for your backcountry camper. If they're hiking, good for 1 to 2 people, especially if you're making rehydrated meals or, pouch style meals. These things boil water incredibly quick. You can get a bunch of different accessories for it, like a coffee press. So it's kind of an all-in-one solution to, really efficiently make backcountry meals and coffee, boiling water incredibly quickly. These are fantastic for road trips. If you want to just pull over to a car stop somewhere, maybe you're out in the boonies somewhere. These are awesome. Just heat up water so quickly. You can have tea, coffee, whatever in literally under 2 minutes. So the Jetboil Minimo includes a little jet burner in here to, clip onto this particular style of pot. Has a little serving / measuring cup in here, and it also has the stands to attach to your Isopro containers. So all you need is the fuel, the Isopro cans to go with it, and then also your utensils, and you're good to go. Well, don't forget your food. Fantastic systems, so check those out. And so if you're looking for some decent camp utensils, this little kit right here, great little option from our friends over at Kid Products. Kid Products, great Canadian company located right here in Ontario. We've got a little pouch here to store them in and just a little folding fork and knife set. Got a little clip on there to secure it. It's a great little kit if you like a metal functionality. I love using metal ones. You don't have to worry about burning it or melting it if you're cooking over the fire or, your heat source or whatever. The metal one's obviously gonna stand up. I find they don't flex nearly as much as some of the plastic options out there. If you need a solution that's got a fork, knife, and spoon, all fits into a nice little pouch, folds up, next to nothing. The Kid Products cutlery set. Next up on our list is the Mora Knife Companion. This is a fantastic knife for the price. Highly well regarded in the outdoor community as, one of the best knives for the price. So really good kind of introductory backcountry knife that's gonna go well in anybody's kit. If you've got a camper on your list who's a little bit more serious into the bushcraft or backcountry side of things, the Cansbull is a really, really good option as well. A little bit more expensive, but it's just a beefier blade, really good to use with fire steel. And, if you're carving stuff and whittling around the campfire and things like that, holds an edge incredibly well. Highly well regarded in the backcountry community as a, exceptional value price point knife that is going to last a lifetime. That's the Cansbull by Mora Knife. If you're looking for something to pair nicely with the Mora Knife, a fire steel is an incredible little piece of kit to have when in any camper's bag. And this is something that, you know, a serious camper is going to go through. So having one or two of these in their bag, well, maybe not with them, but having a backup, never a bad idea. This is the Kapilka Fire Steel 8, available in a couple different colors, has a really nice little handle on here, you know, sustainably made as all Kapilka products are, and throws a great spark. So it's a really good item for that, again, newer camper or more experienced camper who maybe needs to replace their fire steel. Just a really good and important piece of kit to have in any kind of emergency situation, or just getting comfortable learning how to use one. So the next item we're gonna talk about is some fun and games. These are things, you know, maybe your average camper is just breezing by in the store. They don't wanna spend the money on it, or, you know, I don't need that right now. But having something to do around camp on a layover day, or, you know, after dinner, really can liven up the site, especially if you're there with a group. An easy little fold-up Frisbee here. This thing is awesome. It floats, waterproof, can just store easily in a pack. It's moldable, so you can just kind of shove it in there and not have to worry about it. Really fun one here is the bocce set. So it's like beanbag bocce, backcountry bocce. Kind of fun, can't go wrong. This one here, this is the Eno Trail Flyer, and this is gonna play like cornhole. So it's got a little backboard that you would set up on a tree. And then again, using beanbags, you've got different slots for different amount of points. Super easy to set up, really fun. Kids love it, I love it. Check it out. So speaking of kids, why not get them a PFD they're gonna want to wear? This is the NRS Crew. Comes in a couple of really fun colors, a couple of different sizes. This is not mid at all. I think that's what the kids are saying, right, Ben? I mean, it's just a really good, affordable PFD for the little paddler in your life. Fun colors. It's not, you know, your standard PFD with the big headrest on the back, so it's gonna be more comfortable for them and just look really stylish. So if your kid is really into paddle sports and beyond the intro, and you really want to drip them out, the Otter 2.0 from Astral. Really stylish, some bold colors on these guys, really comfortable. I love the fact it's got a little handle here, so if they're in whitewater and you know you got to scoop them out, you can grab a hold of this handle and pop them out of the water. Really good fit points on this as far as the ability for them to be able to buckle it up and get everything done on their own. And even a couple of little pockets here so they can stash some snacks on them. So Astral has been, you know, building specialty PFDs for the whitewater market for years. They've branched out into building more, you know, recreational style PFDs, but this is their specialty. They build high-end PFDs for high-end paddlers. So the Astral Otter 2.0, fantastic PFD, probably one of the best kids PFDs that you can get on the market. Good boy, good boy. Of course, we don't want to forget about our family member that might sometimes get forgotten about at Christmas. Little Fido here. PFDs for our best friends. This is the CFD, the Canine Flotation Device, and it is an awesome, awesome, awesome PFD for dogs. Multiple adjustment points. It comes in a variety of sizes to fit a bunch of dogs. So it comes in an extra small to fit, you know, even some of the smallest dogs, you know, the Chihuahuas and the teacups out there, up to an extra large, which is gonna fit some of our largest dogs out there. So your Burmese mountain dogs, Great Dane, maybe, I don't know. We haven't had too many of them come in here because they're not great canoe dogs because they take up so much space. But certainly your larger labs, your Burmese, your German Shepherds, some fun features on here. We've got a little D-ring on here so you can attach your dog leash on there. The handle is fantastic. So if the dog does get out of the boat, you can just grab that handle, yank them back in. Multiple adjustment points around the waist and also around the neck so you can get that perfect fit for them. Really important that, you know, in my opinion, that the dog wears a life jacket in the boat, because if you do capsize out there, you know, it's gonna be really traumatic for the dog and also for yourself, and everything kind of happening all at the same time. If your dog's wearing a PFD, you don't have to worry about them right away because they are going to stay afloat and be able to swim around and, well, you gather everything and get it sorted. As you're picking out your perfect gifts, remember that we do offer free shipping on orders over a certain amount. So let's have a look at some awesome add-ons that can help reach your goal and get your order shipped for free. Carabiners from NRS, one of these things you can almost not have too many of. I use these for everything when I'm out camping or out on the water. They're just so useful to have for attaching gear, hanging gear, using for, you know, actual carabiner things. So extra carabiners, not a bad gift at all. A really good one is going to be dehydrated food from Backpacker's Pantry. I mean, this is super easy to give as a gift. They're delicious. Anybody who's spending any time in the outdoors is likely going to enjoy one of these. Receiving this as a gift, bound to make anybody happy. And lastly, you could get something from their favorite paddle shop. We've got Frontenac Outfitter merchandise, mugs, keychains, hats, whole range of t-shirts and sweaters. Oops. And a whole range of t-shirts and sweaters for your favorite paddler. So next thing we'll look at are canoe packs and accessories from RBW. Canadian company, Recreational Barrel Works, located just outside of Peterborough here in Ontario. Really well thought out as far as the canoe packs go. This is the Expedition size. It's up to about 120 liters. It's one of the biggest ones out there. I mean, tons of features in here and an absolutely incredible price point for a very high quality canoe pack. You can fit a ton of gear in this one. And the beauty of canoe packs is they fit in between the thwarts really, really well. The design on these guys, we've got some reinforced handles in here, so when you're getting it in and out of the boat, super simple. Lots of tie down points. We've got some molly strips down here on the front so we can attach other accessories. Lash points on the top here. You've got a zippered pocket on the front that can accommodate a bunch of gear. The whole top here is expandable as well, so you can really get a lot of stuff into these 120 liter packs. And there are specific accessories that can attach to these that are great. Little add-on packs and accessories that mount onto these strips. You know, it's really well thought out, and Andy over at RBW has done a really good job kind of refining the line and bringing everything together to make these really cool modular systems. Really comfortable to carry. Some nice padded straps here, adjustable. You can attach the tump line to it if you into that style of carrying. Padded hip belt on here. Again, we've got two big heavy duty carry straps here. So, you know, pulling this thing in and out of the boat, there's you know, handles everywhere on this guy to be able to grab a hold of it from any direction and get it in and out of the canoe. So this is the Expedition size here. And then we've got the slightly smaller camper canoe pack here, fleshed out just like this guy, tons of options, just a slightly smaller size. I think this one's around 60 liters. So really good options and a really good company, really fun. So after a big, busy day on the water, you're feeling tired, you need some good rest. And finding that in the backcountry can sometimes be challenging if you don't have a good sleeping setup. Enter the Thermarest Neo Air option of sleeping pads. This is the X Lite, so if you're looking for something super lightweight, packs up to next to nothing, this one is hard to beat. The X Therm, this is the Max version, is really well insulated, has a high R value in it, so if you're into colder weather camping or not so much worried about the size of it, this is one of the best sleeping pads on the market. Still folds up to almost nothing for the high R value that this has. It's literally just a little bit bigger than a standard Nalgene bottle. And it's one of my go-to sizes for sleeping on year-round. So Thermarest is one of the originators of the inflatable sleeping pad, and oftentimes that name is so synonymous with the sleeping pad market that everybody just calls a sleeping pad a Thermarest, even if it isn't made by Thermarest. Fantastic warranty, great company to deal with, and really high-end products. To go along with the sleeping pad is a nice little camping pillow. This is the Cinch pillow from Thermarest, available in a few different sizes. It doesn't pack up super, super small, but if you've got a bit of space, these are super plush, really comfy, come in some really fun prints. Different sizes are available, so you know, if you've got more of a base camp pillow or you need one for the backcountry to fit in your pack, you know, there's gonna be a size to accommodate you. Some backcountry pillows can feel like you're literally sleeping on a, you know, inflated bag, but these, you know, they're just plush. They're gonna feel a lot more like your pillow at home. So to consider the pillow as almost an essential piece of gear for myself, a lot of new campers won't. They'll forgo the space and just use a jacket or whatever. Since I switched over to using a camp pillow, well, quite a few years ago, it's become one of those necessary pieces of gear that, you know, I do find space for on pretty much all of my trips. So it doesn't matter who's on your list. Camping pillows can get old and gross and need to be replaced. So the Thermarest Cinch pillow has you covered. If you have any questions about any of these products, or if you're not sure if any of this might be suitable for who you're looking for something different or suggestions, give us a call. We're happy to chat and hopefully find the solution for you. You can find all this plus more gift ideas on our website by clicking on the link below. Thanks a lot for watching.